Hey Aquarius, we're going to be doing your reading, so we're going to get right into it and see what is going on for you guys. Aquarius, hold on. Already dropped something. Let's see. Seven of Pentacles. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. All right, let's get into your reading and see what's going on here, Aquarius. All right. Do you know what I'm getting off of that? Like, there's been a lot of pregnancy references lately, but we know what I'm getting is like, obviously you guys, I'm sure not every single one of you has been pregnant. Maybe you're working on it. I don't know. But, you know, when you like drop something on the floor and like you're pregnant and you're like, oh, is it worth it? Maybe it lives on the floor now, you know, that kind of thing. I don't know. I just like picture that. So I don't know. That was a weird start to your reading. That's okay. Let's get into it and see what is going on. I'm also understanding something that there's the Three of Pentacles again. Okay, there is something that I think that there's some type of detour here or something that you're maybe wanting to get around something, that kind of stuff. Okay, possibly doing something in like a different direction or like going in a different direction. Okay, some of you guys are maybe wanting to, I want to say return to something. Okay, that kind of stuff. Eight of Wands at the bottom. Maybe this is something that you communicated. Okay, that kind of thing. So the Emperor. All right, let's get into your reading, Aquarius. Interesting start. So let's see what's up. I'm getting someone's like dad's on the phone. All right. Nine of Wands and the Five of Pentacles. All right, maybe some of you guys are putting boundaries up with somebody here. So let's get into your reading. This is kind of taking a while. So, all right, Aquarius. All right. Okay. All right, and the Seven of Wands is at the bottom. So, okay, let's see here, Aquarius. You guys have the Ten of Wands. This is showing up for the air of your mind. I think there's something that you are wanting to get off of your chest or that you are not wanting to get off of your chest, okay? That's kind of what I'm feeling here. I think there's something that you're maybe bogged down, but I understand this as you guys actually like literally putting like your face down. You know what I'm saying? Like, just like it is on this card. Like, I'm understanding something here where you're like, I'm just going to put my face down, that kind of thing. Got to tell you, I'm almost getting the Two of Swords mixed in with this Ten of Wands here, showing up for the air of your mind. All right, so for some of you guys, maybe you're thinking in the terms of like you might be feeling a level of responsibility for something, but I'm understanding this as being like, but I didn't mean it that way, or I didn't know that was going to happen, or I don't know, there's something like that. Okay, so let's see what's going on. You have the Eight of Swords. This is showing up in the air of your feelings here. All right, maybe you're feeling as though like, what's that phrase they say, like life imitates art or art imitates life? I don't know, something like that, okay? But I'm understanding that, okay? I feel like I think that you're feeling a level of like, this thing is playing out, and I wonder if you're feeling like, well, now I'm kind of like stuck in this thing, okay? Or I'm even understanding something here where you might be feeling like, I'm found out. I will tell you, I was supposed to call you Virgo. Interesting. This whole round of readings has been really like, there's been a lot about either like being at a point where you're like, I'm not going to take any more BS. And then also this like idea of like, do they know? Do they not know? That kind of thing. That's been, I swear it's shown up in like almost every single sign that I've read for. So, all right. Let's see. I gotta tell you, I'm also understanding somebody who's just like, I have so much paperwork to do, I don't even know where to start. I don't know, that kind of thing. So, okay, and I'm also understanding that you're like, well, and this is a punishment of some sort. I don't know. So let's see, you guys have the Death card, and this is showing up in the environment around you. I feel like there's some sort of transition, something has changed, that kind of thing. Okay, maybe there's a Scorpio in your environment, but I more so understand this about like, there's something that is either in the works, in the sense of like, this thing is now like transitioning, or this is, you know, it's changing in one way or another, that kind of thing. I feel like you're feeling a sense of pressure or a feeling of like, I'm responsible for this, that kind of thing. I just can't really tell how you're like, I don't know. I don't know how you're feeling about it. You know, you have the Eight of Swords here showing up for how you guys are feeling. So it's almost like you might not be sure of how you're feeling about something here, but there is so much of this like avoidant energy, that kind of stuff showing up here. It's like, I don't know. So let's see. You guys have the Nine of Pentacles. This is showing up for the possible goal here. I think there's maybe something you're wanting like a level of independence with, you know, that kind of thing. I would also say with all this Ten of Wands energy, and then you have the Nine of Wands, I'm sorry, the Nine of Pentacles here, it could be that you're just kind of like in this energy of being like, I would love to be able to kind of like, have like the results of everything, you know, that kind of stuff. It almost feels like you're in this like waiting period, like an interim period of something. And I feel like that is probably what this Death card is representing here. Okay. That kind of stuff. I wonder if you're feeling a level of like, well, I have to like stay here. I'm trapped in this particular thing, that kind of thing, because it's like, I've put all this work into it. I need the results from it. I need to see some type of like fruits of my labors, that kind of situation. All right. Certainly could be. But again, I also am getting, sorry, I'm going to interrupt myself. This definitely just stuck out to me like hardcore here. Okay, so pretty sure it's a falcon. That really, really just like stopped me dead in my tracks. So I can only assume that that is maybe a synchronicity for you guys, or it's something that, I don't know, that maybe that's something maybe you're thinking of falcons. I'm not really sure, but that just really, really stuck out to me. Okay, that kind of thing. I also understand animation. Some of you guys might be big into animation. Okay. I don't know. That weirdly, I got that off of the falcon here, so I'm not sure. Okay. So, animation. All right. So you guys have the King of Pentacles, and why do I feel weird about saying that? I feel weird that I just said that. I just don't know why. All right. Okay. So that's fine. So you guys have the King of Pentacles, and this is showing up as the possible issue here. This might be this whole Eight of Swords business. You know, maybe this is a situation where possibly maybe you're feeling like somebody else is like really closed-minded to something here. Okay. That kind of stuff, or possibly feeling like, you know what, maybe somebody should be helping themselves, or could, you know, find a way out of something, that kind of thing. You know, you definitely had the Seven of Pentacles. I'm pretty sure fall out like right away for you guys. So that certainly, maybe that is something that you're kind of considering or like thinking about in some sense. All right. I also feel like there's something that's maybe needing to take a little bit of something either has taken a real long time here. Okay. That kind of thing. But I'll tell you one thing. Okay. Sorry, Aquarius, this is all over the place. I'm sorry. That's okay. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So, all right. I'm also understanding a very, like a financial undertone here. Okay. That kind of situation. So with that being said, it could be that you're maybe, you know, thinking like, where's the yield of this? Where the heck is like, where's the results of all this thing, you know, with the Nine of Pentacles as well. If that's the case, then you might be feeling like, maybe I should just kind of like stay where I am right now, or kind of like, you know, hold steady, that kind of stuff. Okay. That kind of stuff, right? That might be something that you're thinking of, like, maybe this, you know, let's not move this right now, that kind of stuff, especially because this, you know, this Death card in your environment, maybe that is like, again, something transitioning, or something that is maybe close to the end of something here. Okay. That kind of energy. So, all right. Let's see. You guys have the Seven of Swords, and this is showing up for your possible opportunity here. I feel like this is an intervention, a technique of some sort, that kind of thing. I also understand this as that whole like getting around something, or I don't know, interesting. Maybe you guys really like music, okay, that kind of thing, or maybe sometimes you forget your name. I don't know. I'm also understanding that for maybe somebody. Okay, that's going to be really specific, but there's something about that. I do think you guys have the opportunity to either get out of something early, but there is an indication of, if that's the case, I feel like you're understanding that maybe you might even be losing out on some of the, I don't know, something that you wanted, or something like that. Okay. Like a percentage of something, or something about that. All right. That kind of stuff. This definitely feels like it's like financial kind of related here. But there's also a lot more going on. So let's see. Seven of Swords is your opportunity. All right, let's see what's going on, Aquarius. Aquarius. Some of you guys might feel locked into something, okay? Or you might feel bound to something, all right? That kind of thing. All right. There's the Wheel of Fortune. So, all right, let's see what's up here. Aquarius, Aquarius. There's the Nine of Pentacles and the Nine of Cups. Okay, so maybe nines are a number you guys like, or 18, okay? Or 9-8 might be something that you, I don't know if you like it, but it might be something. So, all right, let's see what is going on here. I'm looking at your numbers. I do think 18 is a good number for you guys, okay? I don't know why, but, well, Jesus Christ. Okay, let's keep going. Oh boy. There's something going on here. You have the Eight of Swords twice in the area of your feelings there. So you're feeling like frozen is what I want to say. Is a feeling of like, I'm stuck, I'm trapped, that kind of stuff, okay? All right, yep, High Priestess is at the bottom. Oh my God. All right, so let's see what's going on. Oh, Jesus. All right, so you guys have the Ten of Wands. You have it with the Four of Swords here. This is showing up in the area of your mind. I feel like there's something here that you are just wanting something to friggin' work out, that kind of stuff, okay? Maybe there's something here that you're maybe even thinking in the terms of like, I want to bring like, you know, I don't know, like let something off your chest maybe to somebody, like venting or whatever the heck it is, that kind of stuff. That makes me want to say venture capitalism, that kind of stuff. We definitely were just talking about investments, all that type of stuff. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm really not much of anything, okay? So I don't know. Somebody asked me who the heck I thought I was, and it's like really a thorn in my side. It's like, you're the one who is on a keyboard without your actual name there. So that might be a question you might want to ask yourself. So not saying that to you, okay? I'm just saying in general that it's just like, really, it's just like frustrating. Like, I don't need that. No one needs that. You know what I'm saying? Little keyboard warriors, not cute. Anyway, so I don't know. Maybe you guys are dealing with a situation that is like just as frustrating. Like maybe you're feeling like, I have no options here. I'm friggin' trapped, and that's what it is, okay? That kind of stuff. You certainly could be. I even wonder if there was like a point where you're like, okay, maybe I can kind of like get out of this, or like broaden my perspective, or, you know, whatever the heck it is, or kind of find like, I don't know, some solution out of something, that kind of stuff. But I feel like maybe you did that, and then it was like, oh no, I really am stuck here, you know, that kind of stuff, or I really am trapped, whatever the heck it is. It's like there's no way out of this, that kind of stuff. You know what I'm also getting is like a one-way street, or like something that I don't really know where all you guys live, but like I know like Salem, Massachusetts, like that's like one road in. It's like, I don't know, it's like you got one way to go in, that kind of thing. I don't know. So there might be something about that, or you know, something. So you have the Death card, and you have it with the Five of Pentacles, and this is showing up in your environment. So I feel like there is somebody who is maybe feeling like they don't want a particular level of help, or that they don't want to help transition through something in some sense, okay? That kind of stuff. I feel like there's somebody who is maybe progressing through something, and I do understand something about possibly, you know, having to accept something, that kind of thing, but for whatever reason, it's like, it's showing up as like not wanting to portray a particular thing, or not wanting to, I want to say protecting, this seems extremely specific, actually, is what I want to say. I feel like whatever I'm going to say is like so specific that I just don't think it's a general reading. Like, I don't know. Interesting stuff here. I really want to like try and broaden this. I feel like maybe that's something, I don't know. Maybe you guys are looking for something extremely specific, that kind of stuff. Okay. That, you know, maybe that is the case. I do private readings, so you can email me, or, you know, message me, that kind of stuff. If you need a private reading or personal reading, whatever you want to call them. All right. So, I want to clarify this Five of Pentacles before I say anything else, all right? What's this Five of Pentacles here with this Death card? Maybe you're thinking of Saturday, the day Saturday, or maybe Saturn or Capricorn or something like that. I don't know, man. I'm like, what is this? There's the Seven of Swords. All right. there's a situation in your environment, or maybe somebody is trying to escape something and is maybe not wanting a certain level of help, or maybe there's something, was changed in some sort of way. Okay, that kind of thing. I also understand maybe bringing some issue or concern to somebody and then possibly not receiving the help that you needed in some sense, that kind of stuff. Okay. And then at the same time, I'm understanding possibly for some of you guys, maybe you kind of like went to somebody to like for some type of help for something, that kind of stuff. And then I feel like maybe that worked out. Okay. Something about that, but I still am understanding this thing of like acting early on something. I will also say there's something here where somebody in your environment might be shutting down in a communication way because they might be really unsure. I don't think they're unsure. I think there's a like something that's like sensitive in nature, or whatever it is that they're it almost feels like, well, it does feel like an intuitive message that somebody is not sure of how you would react to that, or how you would if you're open to that or not. Do you know what I'm trying to say? That's actually very much so what I'm understanding with that. All right. Really interesting that you have the 8 of Swords twice and the 7 of Swords twice. Okay. So, I mean, it feels like being trapped and then being like, okay, how can I get out of this? Or maybe I should have left earlier, or, I don't know, something like that. So, all right, let's see. You guys have the 9 of Pentacles and you have it with the Ace of Wands here. This is showing up for what you're wanting. I do think that there's something that maybe you are feeling, or something you might be wanting is possibly, again, to like have, it's almost like to have something to like look forward to, or have like this idea of like this thing is going to like work out or pan out, or I am going to get the results back from like all the work that you put in, that kind of stuff. You also maybe are wanting somebody to be maybe motivated to do something in kind of, again, like an independent way, or, something about that. Okay. That could certainly be something of whatever we're talking about here. All right. Let's see. You guys have, I wonder if ages in general is something that has been brought up or talked about or something like that. Okay. Or I don't know. I'm understanding something about that. Okay. Like somebody's age or an age bracket of some sort. Okay. That kind of thing. Maybe that's a tax bracket. I don't think so. Yeah, maybe. But, all right. I just feel like you want to have something to show for all the work that you've been putting into something. Do you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm understanding here. All right. Okay, you guys have the 10 of Pentacles, and this is showing up for what to do. So maybe there's something to do in the terms of reaching out to family, that kind of stuff. That might be part of it. But I got to tell you, this feels a little bit like finances are maybe really good. If this has any like financial undertones or anything like that, I feel like finances are probably, I want to say, on their way. You know what I'm saying? Like coming in soon or something like that. So I do feel like there is something about maybe leaning into like your security, or that there's something that you have a security net, something about, or safety net is kind of what I was more so wanting to say. Okay, that kind of stuff. I also, now I feel like saying dipping into Social Security. Again, I'm not a financial person. Okay, so that might be friggin' horrible advice. All right, but maybe that's something that you're like thinking of, or I don't know, something about that. Okay, there certainly is something regarding that. So all right, let's see. All right, you guys have you have the 3 of Swords, and this is showing up as like what to avoid here. So I feel like there's maybe something in the sense of avoiding like, separating yourself from a certain thing. Okay, separating yourself. And I also think there's maybe an avoidance of, I gotta tell you, is maybe doing a type of healing for somebody else. Okay, that kind of stuff. I would also, you know what I also want to say? Don't count that as an apology, or don't think that that's an apology. I don't know where that is, and I don't even know if that's in your energy or somebody you're dealing with, something about that. But I don't know. I'm really understanding that is like that's not an apology, or I don't know. Something, you know, when someone says like sorry to you, and then they're like, oh, sorry, but blah blah blah, and you're like, all right, whatever. Just that's not what that is. So there might be something about that. All right, it certainly could be. All right. Okay, so with the King of Pentacles, you guys have the Strength card here, and this is showing up as the issue. So for some of you guys, maybe this is something about maybe being friggin' tired, okay? That kind of stuff. It certainly could be. And I also wonder if there's something that it's like feeling like you maybe don't have enough like strength to maybe go through with something, possibly because there's a long period of time, or again, there's something that's taking a long time. Maybe there's finances involved, something about that. I'm trying to figure out, I'm like, are you trying to like back down on spending, or are you trying to like move forward, like spend more or something about that? Okay. I mean, it kind of feels like you have some like luxury type of cards here, that kind of stuff. Okay. It's just really friggin' interesting to me. Like the 2 8 of swords in the area of your feelings here. It's like you feel trapped. And that's what I feel like it is. It's like, I'm trapped, I'm stuck here, that kind of stuff, okay? But maybe you're feeling like somebody is like super close-minded, that kind of stuff, okay? But I get this energy of like avoiding something or avoiding something maybe on behalf of something else here. But at the same time, I'm getting this huge understanding of like finances coming in, okay? Maybe this is family support, all right? That, certainly could have something to do with like family support, that kind of stuff, all right? Something regarding that. I also want to say like pay by the hour, all right? Sorry, that's in a song, and now I'm like, what song is it? All right, I'm not going to think about it right now. So, all right, let's see. I also wonder if you've been strong about something for such a long time that you're like, I don't want to be strong anymore. I want to I want to crash out, man. I want to like let loose, that kind of stuff. Okay. Maybe that's what it is. I got to tell you, if you're feeling this restricted, this like, like I feel like contained in the wrong way, that kind of stuff, I understand that at a certain point. It's like, who did I say this to? I think it was Aries, and I swear to God, I feel like you had the Emperor pop out somewhere. It was something like it's your turn to make noise or something about that, okay? So, all right, let's see. You guys have the Page of Cups, and this is showing up as what to do here, so I feel like there's something about, I would say dreaming of some possibility, that kind of stuff, okay? I would also say there's something about paying attention to synchronicities, that type of situation. I definitely understand that, okay? Seeing if something is really like possible or not. I also want to say like investigating like daydreams versus like real intuitive like messaging, okay? And there is a difference. It is so friggin' hard to explain into words. It's just a feeling. It really is hard to explain into words. I'm definitely not going to do it like right now because I'm sure I'm going to mess it up. But there is a like, it feels different. It's just different. I don't know how to explain it, but it's I don't know. There's a difference, okay? So, all right. For what to avoid, you guys have the 5 of Swords here. Okay, there I am getting that freaking thing about like avoiding somebody younger than you again, okay? I mean, if this is like something that's like illegal, that should be really friggin' obvious, okay? That should be like really obvious. So I can't imagine that this is like on behalf of you guys. I mean, maybe it is, but I don't know. I also feel like you might be feeling like something is like this is not you can't avoid this. I can't avoid this. There's no way that this is going to like, this is happening and now I'm stuck with it, that kind of thing. That's what I'm feeling like you guys are feeling as well, okay? I almost feel like you're anticipating a tower moment, all right? I do think so. So, okay, but again, I'm like, maybe that's a friggin' great tower moment, you know what I'm saying? Especially if this is like finances or, that kind of stuff. So with this 5 of Swords here as what to avoid, I mean, how interesting. You have the 3 of Swords and the 5 of Swords both showing up as like in the energy of like avoiding that, trying to kind of like stay away from that. So it does feel like there is definitely something about not separating something, not coming apart to something. But I also want to say something about like pushing buttons or like something like that. It's like avoid kind of like stirring the pot just to do it, okay? Or just to kind of see again, like maybe how somebody is going to react or that kind of stuff. It's like, I wouldn't really do that. Okay. That kind of stuff. I certainly wouldn't. I would also say that there might be somebody in your environment who has like a really good, a tactic to something that I think that they have not utilized yet. Maybe this is their personal belief system, something about that, but I can definitely see that this is somebody who is absolutely capable of doing something here, okay? Of transitioning something, maybe transmuting energy, all right? That kind of stuff certainly could be. All right, so, okay. All right. Let's see. I don't know that I would like pick arguments right now too. Okay. I would kind of like stay away from that energy. I really would. All right. There might be somebody around you like looking for a fight, dude. Okay. So if that's the case, it's like try and keeping things like as calm as you possibly can. I don't mean calm like you know, like you're not doing nothing. I just mean like, you know, trying to not like get your feathers ruffled or, you know, anything like that. All right. That's what I'm feeling. Okay. So, all right. Maybe this is even like assuming like, you know, positive intentions for something here, you know, that could also be it. So, all right. You have the Seven of Swords and the Knight of Pentacles, and this is showing up for your opportunity. I think this is to take something seriously and not assume that something's like not going to happen. Okay. That kind of thing. To me, this is again, acting early on something. That kind of stuff. And I also think that this is something about like finagling something so that like your schedule is different, or the way that you're going about like your daily like routine of whatever the heck it is, there's like a difference there, or now it's more manageable in some sense. All right. That's kind of what I'm understanding here. I really want to say to act on something maybe quicker this time than maybe you did last time. What that is, I'm not sure. I feel like that's going to be something you guys are definitely going to know more than I would. So, all right, you guys have the Page of Wands, and this is showing up as what to do. So yes, there is, I mean, you have the Page of Cups and the Page of Wands, like maybe having a little bit of fun, maybe doing something like artistic or creative, that kind of stuff, or something that's like, you know, you're moving around, whatever it is, that could be it. I also think there's maybe something in the terms of like going on like maybe an adventure, doing something that is like, you know, kind of like blowing off some steam or something regarding that kind of stuff. Okay. You know, having something to like kind of like get excited about, which it does feel like that is kind of what you're wanting. I just will say it really does feel like there is something about like some type of age difference, but I'm getting it as not like an age difference in the sense of like, okay, a big deal. Like some people are, you know, there's an age difference. I mean this in like, I don't know, like one that would be like brought into question. All right, so you guys have the Queen of Wands. This is showing up as what to avoid. So I feel like there is something about not using all of your energy right now, but can I also tell you something? Maybe this is going to sound kind of counterintuitive, but I'm almost understanding this as, yeah, this sounds mean, but this is the message I'm getting. Sorry, this does sound kind of mean. Is like, don't cheer somebody on who would never do that to you, or don't cheer somebody on who's been a big jerk to you. You know what I'm saying? That kind of stuff. Like it's all, and I feel like that makes sense to me. Okay, I almost feel like, yeah, I don't know. There's something about that. It's like you like not showing up as like a cheerleader for somebody who's maybe again like would be like, oh well, I would never show up for you or whatever it is. It's like, well then you can absolutely have that same energy back, you know, like that. It's like matching energy. That's really all that is. All right. Let's get another card for this Queen of Wands. I'm like, what are you doing? All right, what's this Queen of Wands for what to avoid? Can we please have a little bit more information? Sorry, this is a really long reading. Sorry, Aquarius. Whoa, 10 of Swords. Okay, so yep, there's a 10 of Swords. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. And there's a Tower that I freaking knew was gonna come. Okay, so there we go. So yeah, so we're not gonna like, we're not gonna I'm going to say the same thing. We're not going to cheer on somebody. Like, unfortunately, it's like saving your friggin' energy, you know, I mean, that's what it is. Okay. Like, you know, if somebody is like really just like not there for you, it's like, you don't need to waste your energy on that. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm feeling with that. And I also want to say, don't do something to the point of absolute exhaustion, like absolute exhaustion, you know, that kind of stuff. It's like giving yourself like a break, you know, that kind of stuff. Okay. I definitely understand that. It's like, you can't have your motor running like all day long. It's going to blow. So, all right, that is what I have for you. That was a really interesting reading, Aquarius. I hope that was helpful and made sense, all that kind of stuff. If not, you could check your other placements, and I'll see you guys back for your next one. Thank you. Bye.